Cooking in beautiful places with Chef Harry.
Oh yeah, searing the meat.
Gotta make sure you do a little cider.
Littlest hot sauce on the planet. We like to put this on steak.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know, I've been bad. I haven't posted every week like I wanted to, but of course, stuff is crazy right now. Not just in the US, in the world, and of course in my life and likely yours. It's been hard to balance work life, social life, family life, and of course, creating content. So I hope you enjoy what I have for you this week. We are going to Utah. It is gonna be a really fun episode. I think Utah's super special. I'm really excited to bring to you the beautiful landscape that is Utah and this journey. But first, hit that subscribe button. It's big, it's red, and it says subscribe. And while you're down there, hit that notification bell so that it notifies you when I have a new video coming, just in case I skip a week. Then you know, hey, I got something good for you. Let's get started with this week's episode. Okay, so it's 2 days before my trip, which means it's time to start prepping the food because we're not just going backpacking, we're gonna go car camping. And when I go car camping, I like to bring something delicious. So the thing I'm bringing is beef chuck. Usually the piece of meat that no one really wants, but I've always wanted to do this. I just needed to get enough time. I'm gonna make beef chuck steaks. That's right, the cheapest cut on the beef, turning that into steak. How? With a little device called a sous vide. Now I take that sous vide and I put the beef chuck in it for 24 hours, a little more, hopefully. When I get to the backcountry and I have to sear both sides, it's gonna be, I can't wait. But that's not the only thing I'm gonna sous vide. I'm also gonna sous vide some ribs. This is gonna be an amazing trip, and I can tell you the main thing that's gonna be amazing, aside from the company, is gonna be the food. Because what's better than amazing food and nature?
Crossing 2 state lines, my partner Dre and I drove 1,000 miles to meet our friends in Utah. They had a shorter drive, but we kind of met in the middle. Our journey was long, and we even had an overnight, which is crazy to meet your friends. In the end, it was worth it to get this beautiful landscape. Just north of Canyonlands National Park is some BLM land that's free for anyone to stay at. It's called Mineral Bottom. We were all super grateful to have this public land to go to. I hope our government continues to have public land for all of us to use, because this land is really all of our land. We arrived in time for Tim to make us cocktails with his brand new pre-mixed cocktail brand, Uncle Tim's. After a drink, I got right to work, finishing what I started in San Francisco.
Okay, we got squash, we got kale. I'm gonna sear this chuck steak. It's gonna be delicious. I can't smell it, I don't know why I'm doing that. Cooking outside. I just learned what my term of what I am. I'm apparently not a minimalist, I'm a maximalist. Butane burner, highly recommend. I cannot recommend the butane burner enough. Get a you want to spend a lot more money on a Coleman, or go to the Chinese store and get one of these bad boys for $20. That's the Asian in me. I gotta have a good deal. We all inherit our parents' cheapness. Oh yeah. Basically, there's no reason why you can't have delicious food while you're out here enjoying this. I think oftentimes people sacrifice their food when they're outside. Not us. We're celebrating food and living right here. We haven't seen each other in a year, but we can come together, travel 14 hours, and overnight. That was not even just that. We had an overnight, and meet these guys in Utah and enjoy this scenery right here
while we're eating some amazing food, some of which I prepped at home. Oh, snap-a-doo, that's a little hot. Squash, chard, hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We just love kale. When you're outside, kale is that fiber that you need to take a good poop. Let's be honest. I hate to mix food and poo. This is serious. It's definitely not in that pan. We're not mixing food and poo in the pan. We're just mixing food and poo in our discussions. This is definitely one of those white leafies that I love. Like, this is, I mean, you don't get this in Asian cuisine. You get more of the bok choys, you get more of the choy sam, you get, you know, just like stuff that you can eat the stalk, whereas like kale is like just the giant leaf.
Hold on, can we get that one more again? Okay, ready? Two.
In this kitchen, we have the dudes making the women food, and that's how y'all should be too. I'm gonna have so many guys in that background. You, I hate that guy. This looks good. Pepper, Cedra, Andrea's sister, happens to be driving across country, and she's moving, so I have all the spices I need. What luck! Gotta make sure you do a little cider. I feel like that's the show. I wanna just go to beautiful places and cook, and then have this shit in the background. Cooking in beautiful places with Chef Harry. One of the coolest things about cooking outside that I really love is that if you need your pot off the stove, and you're thinking, I need a trivet. No, you don't. You just need the ground. Okay, this is one of my favorite parts of opening up a sous vide bag. That part right there. I don't know why that's so gratifying to me. I hope this is good. This has been sous videing for over 20, I think we sous vide it for 25 hours. And then all the juices you can make jus out of if you need to, or pour in there, thank you. This is the magic hand of Andrea who's flying this in for me. That was a terrible pour. That was, in a scale of 1 to 10 of pours, that might have been a 2. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop this in. I'm gonna sear both sides and try to get a nice like line on them, and then we're gonna slice them down, and they're gonna be medium rare because they've been cooking for 24 hours and 135 degrees Fahrenheit. Very much looking forward to what these guys turn out with. I'm hoping that we've turned a cheap cut of meat into a nice cut of meat, and we have an audience of people that are going to share, which is probably the best part about it. So, let's get the sizzle. That was so gratifying. Key to any browning, don't touch it. Don't do it. Just be like, don't touch. Andrea's potato salad. Littlest hot sauce on the planet. We like to put this on steak. So because I'm reheating this too, I really need to make sure that I get both sides. Oh yeah, searing the meat. Yeah. Oh yeah. Once I've seared it, I'm gonna put the jus in to let it heat up a little bit more and also get the juices flowing. This thing came from being frozen and then it re-thawed on its way over here because we're out and camping doing a cooler. So I'm really hoping that the meat texture didn't get messed up with it, but we'll see. You're not an old and faithful. You hear that, guys? Make sure you buy the one from a Chinese supermarket, because the Chinese supermarket one won't do you wrong. It's time to eat. I'm looking forward to celebrating with these people, but rather than take away, I'm not gonna say anything else. We're gonna show some of the meal. Let's do this. Let's make this, oh yes, they're so juicy. But I hope you guys have enjoyed the Sous Vide Chuck steak. It's not supposed to be fall aparty. It's supposed to be more like steak. I have a really well-cooked steak. A little hard to cut. I wish I brought a better knife.
Normally.
Thank you. If you liked this meal, throw a comment down in the section, give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you adventurers next Friday.
Rub it down
Oh, I don't have a lot on me. This is a minimal amount. Yeah.
Rich
It's like
history.
you're
Spot
going
rich history.
through the car wash.
Yeah.